Welcome everybody. In this video we're going to talk about the least common denominator of rational expressions. And in order to add or subtract rational expressions, we need to have a common denominator. So if we don't have a common denominator, we need to find one. So let's figure out how to do that. First thing we're going to do is factor each denominator. So starting with this left expression, we're going to look at this denominator and we are going to factor it into its two binomials. From here you can see, well, we get the x is in the front. That's how we get our x squared. And then we need two numbers that multiply together to give us -5, but when we add them, give us this -10. So if you think about it for a little bit, factors of 25, well, 5 and 5 would do that, but we have to be careful with our signs. Remember, we want to add it to be a positive 25, but add to a -10. So that means we have two negatives here. -5 times -5 gives us positive 25. -5 plus -5 gives us -10. So this is completely factored. Moving over to the right expression, let's factor this one. Again, setting up our two binomials. We have an x in the front. And what are two values that multiply together to give us -5, but when we add them, give us -4? This is kind of a tricky one, but -5 is a prime number. So there's only two numbers that multiply together to give us 5. We just have 5 and 1. But what is the combination that when we add them give us -4? Well, our 5 has to be negative and our 1 has to be positive. So now this right one is now completely factored. And to find the least common denominator, what we're going to do is multiply all the different or the unique factors together. So you'll see we have x minus 5 a lot here. So one rule you can use is just use the one with the greatest exponent. So we could simplify this as x minus 5 squared. All right. And you see this is x minus 5 to the first power. So really, we're going to use the one with the greatest exponent. That's going to be x minus 5 squared. Okay, so that means we are good here. And we took care of that. And then the final factor is this x plus 1. So after factoring the denominators, multiplying the different factors together, here is our least common denominator for these two rational expressions.